Kevin Costner is still considered a Hollywood legend, known for his iconic roles and enduring screen presence. However, the star's life has been going through a lot of trouble lately. From personal challenges to career setbacks, Costner's situation has fans and critics worried. So what's going on with Kevin Costner? Stay tuned to find out. But first, let's take a look back at his childhood, which shaped who Kevin Costner is. Kevin Costner, born January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California, grew up in Compton, one of three brothers. Kevin was the youngest, but unfortunately, his middle brother did not survive his birth. His mother, Sharon, worked in the social welfare sector, while his father, William, was an electrician and later a utility executive. The Costner family is descended from 18th-century German immigrants and has some English, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh heritage. Kevin grew up in a Baptist family. Although he did not put much emphasis on academics, he enjoyed sports, especially football. He also studied piano, wrote poetry, and participated in the church choir. One of his early influences was the film How the West Was Won, which sparked his interest in the Western genre. Kevin's childhood was somewhat tumultuous, as his father's career required the family to move around California frequently, resulting in him having to change schools frequently. Kevin Costner grew up in Ventura and Visalia. His family moved to different parts of California due to his father's job, which created many challenges for his school life. Costner attended Mount Whitney High School, where he not only excelled academically, but also participated in the marching band, showing an interest in music and performing arts. After completing his studies at Mount Whitney, Costner transferred to Villa Park High School, graduating in 1973. Here, he not only played on the baseball team, but also had the opportunity to play with Dennis Burt, a future Major League Baseball (MLB) pitcher. After graduating from high school, Costner decided to attend California State University Fullerton, where he continued his education and explored his interests in the arts. At Fullerton, he majored in business administration, but also participated in the arts. Costner joined Delta Chi, a popular student organization, and participated in many campus events. Although he majored in business administration, Costner still had a special interest in the arts, especially acting and dancing. But it was not until his senior year that he began to seriously pursue these interests. In 1978, a fateful event occurred in Costner's life. While on his honeymoon in Puerto Vallarta with his first wife, he had a chance encounter with Richard Burton, one of the most famous actors in the world at the time. This encounter was more than just a casual conversation. Costner was advised by Burton about his acting career path. The famous actor shared his experiences, encouraging Costner to pursue his passion despite the difficulties and challenges that can occur in the entertainment industry. After graduating from college, Kevin Costner agreed to take a marketing job to make ends meet. However, after only 30 days of working in this field, he realized that the job was not suitable for his passion. To pursue his acting dream, Costner decided to take acting classes, spending 5 nights a week practicing. His wife, Cindy Silva, played a very important role in this journey, supporting him mentally and encouraging him to pursue his dream, despite the financial challenges they were facing at the time. To support himself while pursuing his acting career, Costner tried many different jobs. He worked on fishing boats off the California coast, where he learned patience and determination from the hard work. He also drove trucks, delivering goods around the city, a job that gave him a better understanding of life and the people around him. One of Costner's most interesting experiences was giving tours of Hollywood stars' homes. How did all his efforts pay off? What difficulties continue to come to him? Let's follow. Kevin Costner's first film role was in the film Sizzle Beach, USA. Although the film was shot between 1978 and 1979, it was not released until 1981. Upon its release, Sizzle Beach, USA failed to attract the attention of audiences and critics, largely due to its uninteresting content and limited production budget. The film had a difficult release process and was not promoted strongly, leading to it being forgotten for a long time. It was not until 1986 that the film was re-released and received some attention, but it was still not a highlight of Costner's career. The delay in the release of his debut film led many to mistakenly believe that his first film was The Touch, another project he participated in. Instead of being discouraged, Costner continued to pursue his passion for acting and auditioned for more roles. His persistence and determination helped shape his career path, leading him to later iconic roles in popular films such as The Untouchables, Dances with Wolves, and Field of Dreams. In 1982, Kevin Costner got his chance to appear in the film Night Shift, directed by Ron Howard. In the film, he played the role of Hash 1, who appeared in a bustling party scene at a New York City morgue. Although it was a small role, it was one of Costner's first appearances on the big screen, marking his entry into the film industry. In 1983, Costner appeared in a commercial for the Apple Lisa, showing his growing presence in the advertising and media industry. That same year, he appeared in several other films such as Table for Five and Testament, a film about a nuclear disaster. During this time, Costner was also cast in the film The Big Chill. Although his role as Alex was an important character in the story, but was cut from the final version, his involvement in the project helped Costner connect with director Lawrence Kasdan, who promised to cast him in a future film. Kasdan's promise came true with the film Silverado, in which Costner played the lead role. This was his breakthrough role, launching Costner's acting career to new heights. That year, he also starred in smaller films such as Fandango and American Flyers. He also had the opportunity to appear alongside Kiefer Sutherland in an episode of the Steven Spielberg series Amazing Stories. However, at this time, his career path has only just begun. What interesting things lie ahead? Let's explore this path full of opportunities and challenges when Kevin Costner sets foot in Hollywood. Kevin Costner's big break came in 1987 when he played federal agent Elliot Ness in the film The Untouchables. The film, directed by Brian De Palma, not only brought Costner fame, but also established his status in Hollywood. That same year, he also appeared in the thriller No Way Out, playing an intelligence officer caught up in a murder plot. These films catapulted Costner into the ranks of top movie stars. He then further cemented his reputation with two popular baseball films, Bull Durham and Field of Dreams, both of which were big hits and well received by audiences. In 1990, Costner teamed up with producer Jim Wilson to form the production company TIG Productions. Their first film was Dances with Wolves, an epic that Costner not only directed but also starred in. The film received 12 Academy Award nominations and won 7, including Best Picture and Best Director for Costner. Not wanting to stop there, in 1991, Costner played Robin Hood in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Despite mixed reviews from critics, the film was a huge box office hit and helped cement Costner's reputation among audiences. He then played District Attorney Jim Garrison in Oliver Stone's controversial political drama, JFK. Although the film was controversial for its historical accuracy, Costner's performance was praised, earning him a Golden Globe nomination. The following year, Costner co-starred with Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard, a film that became a cultural phenomenon and garnered widespread acclaim. He continued his success with A Perfect World, directed by Clint Eastwood, in which Costner played a criminal on the run. His character, despite being a criminal, was not intimidating, and Costner's natural charisma helped him win over audiences. However, Kevin Costner's career hit a snag when Waterworld was released in 1995. Although the film had a promising and highly anticipated start, it suffered from production problems and failed to live up to expectations. The science fiction film Waterworld, despite making a huge splash in terms of production costs, was panned by critics and not as well received as expected by audiences. While the film eventually made some money, it was not the hit that Kevin Costner had hoped for. Things got worse with The Postman, a film that Costner not only directed but also starred in. It was a critical and commercial failure and was panned by critics, even winning several Golden Raspberry Awards for categories such as Worst Picture and Worst Director. However, not all was bad during this period. In 1996, Kevin starred in the golf comedy Tin Cup, directed by Ron Shelton, who had worked with him on Bull Durham. Tin Cup was well received by audiences and highlighted Costner's talent for portraying charming everyday characters. At this time, Kevin was also cast in Air Force One, but decided to focus on completing The Postman instead, which eventually went to Harrison Ford. In 1999, Costner starred in Message in a Bottle, co-starring Robin Wright, a film based on the Nicholas Sparks novel. Despite mixed reviews, the film was a box office success. Costner's career began to take off in 2000 with the film 13 Days, in which he played Kenneth O'Donnell, a key advisor during the Cuban Missile Crisis. In 2003, Costner directed and starred in Open Range, a critically acclaimed box office hit western that marked his return to the genre. Costner then appeared in The Upside of Anger, where he played a retired baseball player. The role earned him critical acclaim and several award nominations. Kevin continued to work steadily in the following years, starring in films such as The Guardian and Mr. Brooks, in which he played a serial killer. In 2008, his production company, TIG Productions, was renamed Treehouse Films. That same year, he starred in Swing Vote, a political comedy that showcased Costner's ability to blend comedy with drama. In 2010, Kevin starred in The Company Men, alongside Ben Affleck and Tommy Lee Jones. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and received positive reviews, although it was not a major commercial success. After an absence of 7 years, Kevin Costner announced in 2011 that he intended to direct A Little War of Our Own. This would be his first film as a director. Considering his remarkable track record, there was no question that he had the necessary skills to ensure the success of the project. There was also the possibility that he might work with filmmaker Kevin Reynolds again on the film Learning Italian, which would further increase the anticipation among fans. The action-adventure film, A Little War of Our Own, is set during World War II and stars Kevin Costner as a sheriff of a tiny town who is attempting to keep peace while the rest of the world is struggling to survive the conflict. Costner and producer Armian Bernstein were captivated by the narrative that was written by Dan Gordon. As a result, they decided to cast the second lead part in the picture, which was a German U-boat captain. On the other hand, despite the initial excitement that surrounded these projects, there have been no updates given since the first statements on their production. People who are fans of Kevin Costner are still looking forward to seeing the actor-director bring these stories to life. Around the same time, Kevin had a cameo appearance in the film Funny or Dies, Field of Dreams 2, and NFL Lockout, in which he poked fun at the legendary part he played in Field of Dreams. After that, he played the role of Jonathan Kent, Superman's adoptive father, in the reboot of the Superman series that was directed by Zack Snyder and titled Man of Steel. The miniseries Hatfields and McCoys, which Kevin Costner appeared in 2012, was without a doubt one of the most significant comebacks in his career. There is no doubt that Kevin Costner's career has had its fair share of highs and lows. During this three-part series, Kevin Costner played the part of Devil Anse Hatfield, the patriarch of the Hatfield family, who was involved in the contentious conflict with the McCoys. The miniseries was based on the actual story of one of the most epic family feuds in the history of the United States of America. The miniseries was shown on the History Channel. The heated competition between the Hatfields and the McCoys lasted for decades and came dangerously close to escalating into a full-scale war between the states of Kentucky and West Virginia. An astounding 13.9 million viewers tuned in to watch the launch of the series, which took place on May 28, 2012, and was an unanticipated success. The presence of such a large audience made it quite evident that Costner had returned to the game. In the eyes of many, it served as a reminder of the actor's commanding presence on film and his capacity to portray characters with a variety of complexities. Costner needed to have a profound comprehension of the harsh and merciless character of existence in the Appalachian Highlands during the late 19th century to play the role of Devil Anse Hatfield. Costner created a portrayal that was both dramatic and subtle. He received several major prizes for his performance as Hatfield, which garnered him great acclaim and gave him the recognition he received. His return to the forefront of the entertainment world was highlighted by the fact that he was awarded the Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Miniseries or a Movie in the year 2012. This triumphant victory was a noteworthy accomplishment. A year later, he was presented with the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a male actor in a miniseries or television movie. This award was given to him in recognition of his work. Furthermore, he was honored with the Golden Globe Award for Best Performance by an actor in a limited series or motion picture made for television in the year 2013. The fact that Costner was able to infuse a character with life and make them relate with people was demonstrated by the awards that he received. A turning moment for Costner was the success of Hatfields and McCoys, which led to a sequence of parts in a variety of cinema genres from which he eventually emerged. In the espionage thriller Jack Ryan: Shadow Recruit, which was released in 2014, he portrayed the role of Thomas Harper, a mentor to the guy that the film's title refers to throughout the film. In the same year, Kevin Costner was featured in the high-octane film 3 Days to Kill, which allowed him to demonstrate his abilities in a high-pressure setting. Additionally, he played the part of Sonny Weaver Jr. in the sports drama Draft Day, which was a film that explored the world of National Football League (NFL) recruitment. When Kevin Costner produced and appeared in the film Black or White, he went on to display his flexibility even more. Both racial and familial concerns were addressed in this highly regarded play. The film had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival in 2014, and it was released in theaters the following year. Even though it did not achieve the rank of a blockbuster, Black or White received accolades for its plot that provoked thinking and for Costner's portrayal that was sincere. Costner continued his run of success by playing the role of Coach Jim White in the film McFarland, USA, which was released in 2015. The film, which was based on the actual tale of a high school cross-country team that competed in a tiny town in California, earned positive reviews due to the heartwarming message it conveyed and the outstanding performances it featured. As a reminder of his ability to play characters who exemplify tenacity and determination, Kevin Costner's performance as the coach who guides his team to victory served as a significant example. Hidden Figures was a film that was released in 2016, and it detailed the tale of 3 African-American women who worked at NASA during the early days of the United States space program. Kevin Costner played the character of Al Harrison in the film. Costner's portrayal of his role as a NASA Space Task Group supervisor was hailed for its depth and complexity. His character was a fictional synthesis of some real-life characters. As a result of Hidden Figures' critical and economic success, Kevin Costner's reputation in the entertainment industry has been further strengthened. Aaron Sorkin made his debut as a filmmaker with the film Molly's Game, which featured Kevin Costner and Jessica Chastain in the following year. The film, which was based on the actual tale of Molly Bloom, who managed a high-stakes poker game, allowed Kevin Costner to play the role of Molly's father, a complicated individual who had a tense connection with his daughter. On several occasions, his performance was praised for the emotional depth it possessed. Yellowstone is a television series that Kevin Costner has participated in since 2018, contributing not only as an actor, but also in the production process. The film revolves around the Dutton family and their large ranch in Montana. Since its first broadcast, Yellowstone has quickly attracted the attention of the audience and become one of the most watched television shows, affirming its position in the entertainment industry. This is Costner's first regular role in a television series, and this role has become an important milestone in his career. It not only helped Costner maintain his position in the public eye, but also introduced him to a new generation of fans who find the stories and characters he brings appealing. In addition to the success of Yellowstone, Kevin Costner is also working on an ambitious project called Horizon: An American Saga. The 4-part project is an epic western that Costner has dreamed of bringing to film since 1988. In this project, he not only directed but also starred in the film, showing his dedication and passion for every detail of the work. If you are a fan of Yellowstone, you will realize that Kevin Costner has a special talent for storytelling, especially when it comes to capturing the spirit of the American West. He has proven his ability to create heartwarming stories through Yellowstone, with its compelling plot and multi-dimensional characters. Costner's deep understanding of the harsh terrain, the conflicts between tradition and progress, and the inner challenges his characters face have helped his work stand out in the Western genre. With the release of Horizon: An American Saga, Kevin Costner is not simply making another Western. It is also the result of decades of dedication and passion for the film industry, opening a new chapter in his creative career. It is quite possible that you will be excited to watch how Costner expands upon these components in Horizon, if you have been intrigued by the complicated dynamics and magnificent photography that were featured in Yellowstone. Unfortunately, the first chapter of Horizon was published in June of 2023, but it did not fare well at the box office even though it was released. The picture barely made $24 million worldwide, although it was estimated to have a budget of over $100 million. However, its debut weekend was especially disappointing, since it only brought in $11 million. A project to which Costner had devoted a significant amount of time and energy, both financially and emotionally, yielded results that were quite disheartening overall. Because the first chapter did not perform up to expectations, a challenging choice had to be made. The trailer for the second part of Horizon: An American Saga, which was supposed to be released in August 2023, was removed from the cinema release calendar. Rather than going through with the release that was originally intended, Costner and his production firm, Territory Pictures, decided to change their approach. It was decided to shift the focus to video on demand, in the hopes of providing the first chapter with additional time to develop a following and generate traction. As someone who had invested millions of his own money into sponsoring the Horizon project, Costner was dealt a tremendous blow by this decision. Costner and Territory Pictures have expressed their optimism that the series would eventually find its audience, despite the setback that we have experienced. In a statement, the firm expressed its gratitude for the support it had gotten from both fans and theater owners. They also stressed their belief in the films and their thanks for support. Given how poorly the movie did at the box office, It was not surprising that the decision was made to shift away from theatrical distribution. On the other hand, it was a difficult pill for Costner to take because he had envisioned Horizon as a sprawling epic that would fascinate spectators and leave a lasting legacy in the Western genre. The similarity to films such as Dune, in which the complete narrative might not be comprehended until all of the pieces are revealed, provided some solace, but the ambiguity that surrounded the project was a significant burden for him. There is a lack of consensus among critics and industry insiders on the factors that contributed to Horizon's dismal success. Others believe that the decision to release the picture during Cannes may not have been the wisest one, as it is possible that the film did not live up to the expectations of the reviewers who were present at the festival. Several individuals have brought up the possibility that the structure of the movie, which was intended to serve as a foundation for the succeeding parts, may have given viewers the impression that the narrative was lacking something. The fact that production on the third part of Horizon has already begun is one of the factors that has made the issue even more difficult to deal with. On the other hand, there is no information on the release dates of Chapters 3 and 4, and Warner Brothers and New Line have not yet acquired the distribution rights for the subsequent films. A further degree of uncertainty has been added to the already challenging position as a result of this. As if things were already difficult, speculations are going around that Kevin Costner will not be able to make an appearance in the 5th season of Yellowstone because of ongoing legal issues. The weight of the uncertainty that he is presently experiencing is only increased by the potential that he may not be able to appear on the program, which has been the defining characteristic of his recent career comeback. In addition to the considerable psychological upheaval that is occurring, these professional concerns are also present. A divorce that was widely publicized and expensive was just finalized by Costner, adding another layer of complexity to a moment in his life that was already challenging. Because of the enormous financial commitment he has made to the Horizon project, in addition to the burden that the divorce has placed on his finances, it is without a doubt that he has been impacted. In terms of Costner, this period has been characterized by several problems, both professional and personal. His career has been marked by several highlights, one of which being the success of Yellowstone. However, the challenges he has had with Horizon have put a shadow on what was supposed to be the crowning achievement of his career. In addition to the ongoing legal challenges, the project has taken a huge financial and emotional toll, and there is a substantial amount of doubt over its future. However, there is one thing that we are certain of. It cannot be denied that Costner is dedicated to pursuing his goal. Horizon was intended to be a tribute to that idea, a big, ambitious epic that would stand among the great westerns of the past. Horizon didn't live up to its potential. On the other hand, the reality has proven to be far more difficult than Costner could have ever envisioned. But what are the concrete results of this project? Originally, the first part of Horizon: An American Saga, titled Chapter 1, was scheduled to be released in theaters on June 28, 2024, while Chapter 2 was scheduled to be released on August 16, 2024. The film was also scheduled to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival on May 19, 2024, as part of the out-of-competition selections. However, Part 1 of the film Horizon: An American Saga was released on June 28, 2024. The film, directed by Kevin Costner, explores the complexities of the American West against the backdrop of the Civil War, highlighting the experiences of the characters as they face conflicts and identities in a divided nation. Horizon: An American Saga, Chapter 1, directed by Kevin Costner, had a disappointing debut at the box office. The film had a production budget of about $100 million, but only grossed about $29 million domestically, along with a few $1 million from international markets. The huge difference between production costs and revenue made the film considered one of the biggest flops of the year. Despite its financial struggles, Horizon has found new life in the video-on-demand (VOD) market, where it has topped the charts on platforms like iTunes. That turnaround has given Costner and his investors some hope. Although the VOD success may not be enough to make up for the initial losses. Awards-wise, the film has not received much recognition, which may reflect its lukewarm reception. The combination of high production costs, long running time, and lack of plot coherence contributed to the film's struggles, especially in a competitive market where audiences are increasingly selective about watching films in theaters. The second part of Horizon, An American Saga, titled Horizon, An American Saga, Chapter 2, premiered at the 81st Venice Film Festival on September 7, 2024. Although the film was originally scheduled to be released on August 16, 2024, the release date was postponed due to the underperformance of the first part. Kevin Costner, who directs and stars in the film, has confirmed that the film is the next in a series of 4 films that he plans to make. Production on Part 2 begins in April 2023 and will run back-to-back with Part 3. However, after its release, Horizon, An American Saga. Chapter 2 received mixed reviews from critics, with an average score of 36% on Rotten Tomatoes and 49% on Metacritic, indicating that the film received mixed or average reviews. But how does Kevin Costner feel about the box office failures of Horizon, An American Saga? Although the film struggled to recoup its production costs, grossing only about $30 million of its $100 million budget, Costner maintained a positive outlook. He stressed that the film was a labor of love that had been years in the making, and he was proud of how it turned out both visually and thematically. Costner said he was not overly concerned about the initial box office results, saying, "If we put too much pressure on the opening weekend, we would have been disappointed." He believes the film will have lasting value and deliver important messages about migration and survival. Costner also stressed that the film is out now and is no longer in their hands, meaning future success will not rely solely on its initial performance. While he wanted a better financial outcome, Costner is focused on Horizon's artistic integrity and the potential legacy it could leave. Although he is optimistic and believes that the artistic merit of the film is more important than box office success, the pressure from the market may create insecurities about his career. Furthermore, Horizon is not just a personal film. It is also part of a long list of works that Costner has built throughout his career. The film's failure may have made him worry about whether audiences are still interested in the stories he tells. Have you seen Part 1? What did you think of it? Are you looking forward to Part 2? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you, and see you in the next video.